So you're looking for a leasing agent training checklist. Well, I've got you covered. Hey everybody, I'm Matt Easton, the founder of Leasing University. So I know more than anybody in the world how to put together a leasing agent training checklist. Let's go through all of the basic stuff in this video that you're going to want either yourself as a leasing agent or leasing consultant to know, or your people, your leasing consultants, your leasing agents at the property to know. All of this stuff we cover over at leasinguniversity.com. So if you actually want to get the training that we're going to talk about with this training checklist, I encourage you check out leasinguniversity.com. That's leasinguniversity.com. That's me and either you or your leasing agents working together virtually on their phones, on their tablets, on their computers in an online setting, or you can do a Leasing University live training where I actually fly out and train your people. And we just got another batch. I'm so grateful for people sending these into us, but there's literally hundreds. There's hundreds over on the Leasing University website as well. These aren't even on the website yet. These just came in over the last couple weeks. This is for Leasing University live training. Let me just give you a couple of these. Great experience. Can't wait to use what I learned in the leasing agent training over at Bay Club. That's from Brandy Marin. Brandy, how you doing? She was in Corpus Christi, Texas. Let me just skip. Here's another one. April Hook. April, if you're out there, leasing manager at Broadmoor. She's in Council Bluffs, Iowa. I love Council Bluffs, Iowa. That was an awesome, awesome live training. The info to make prospects feel important was critical. I learned so much on how to identify my prospects' needs. We're going to talk about that on the leasing agent training checklist. Great energy from Matt. Great info for leasing. I am so looking forward to closing more leases. Listen, I could go through. There is literally, look at the size of just this stack alone. We can't keep up with putting all the testimonials on the website. But let me walk you through that leasing agent training checklist. Okay, so if I was a leasing agent or I had to train my people, the first thing that you want to put on your leasing agent training checklist is phone training. They've got to be able to, number one, understand the importance, critical, vital, the importance of being able to answer the phone quickly. This is the single number one biggest mistake, bar none, that the apartment industry makes. And I challenge you right now, go ahead and pause the video, call any apartment community you want, unless they've been through Leasing University training. And we've trained, I think, over, well, we have over 1,000 people on the online training, and I have done hundreds of. There's a pretty good chance you're going to get a Leasing University property. There's also an even greater chance that you're not. They're probably not going to pick up the phone. When they do, it's probably going to get some robo-form. The next big thing, if they don't answer the phone, even if they do answer the phone, the next thing that you need to put on the checklist is they need to know what to say. So you need to be able to answer the phone. You need to know what to say. Answering the phone and saying, how can I help? Hey, this is Matt Easton. How can I help you? That is the absolute worst thing you could say. Those are the totally wrong words. You don't want to give your name right when you answer the phone, and you never, ever, ever want to say, how can I help you? What do we train them to say at Leasing University? What can I get you information on? I'm not going to go into the specifics and the science behind why our people say that, but let me just tell you this. Our people get leases because of their scripts. So first thing on your training checklist, phones. You have to know the importance of answering them, and you have to know what to say. You have to be able to understand what's most important to that renter. Why is that most important? What do they want to see first? Why do they want to see first? You've got to cover all of that on the phone. Okay? Now the next thing that you want to put on your training checklist is how to greet the prospect when they show up there at the community. You need a system in place for greeting the prospect. If you are establishing a leasing agent training program and you don't have a very specific system for how we greet people when they come into the leasing office, you are essentially an NFL team that goes, hey, I think half the time we're going to throw the ball and half the time we're going to run the ball. Y'all, that's enough. Show up on Sunday. we're playing the Baltimore Ravens and expecting yourself to win a football game. You need to know the play. You need to be able to run the play. You need to make sure that everybody in your leasing departments understands what the play is. How do we greet prospects, okay? The next thing you need to have on your leasing agent training checklist is a system for determining your prospects' wants and needs. Let me just give you a little bit of a tip here. A 2-bedroom apartment does not qualify as me understanding your wants and needs. I need to understand, why do you want that second bedroom? Do you have a roommate? Are you using it because your 15-year-old daughter is in there? By the way, if you've got teenagers using the other bedroom, what's most important to that parent is that they have their own bathroom because they're tired of walking through a cosmetics grenade. Can you tell that I've got a 15-year-old daughter? I need to be able to determine my prospects' wants and needs, okay? The next thing that we need to put on that checklist and write this down is you have to be able to select an apartment and build value in that apartment. Far too often, our training checklists do not include the leasing agent or leasing consultant actually being a professional and being the doctor and prescribing the patient what they need. We just tour them around and go, here's everything we've got. Oh, here's this, here's that, here's this floor plan. You need to be a professional. Listen, I'm going to take you up to 407 first. The reason why I'm showing you that is you told me you're a view guy. I am so excited to show you on 407 the view. It just overlooks the park. It's amazing. You also said that the kitchen was critical for you. I love this floor plan because the kitchen has an open, spacious floor plan. It overlooks right into the living room, and you told me you love to have people over on the weekends for the Baltimore Ravens football games. You need to be able to select that unit and build value in that apartment. You are not a tour guide. You are a leasing professional. Hey, next thing on the checklist, you've got to be able to overcome every single objection and complaint that a prospective renter has. Even more importantly, you've got to be able to understand the difference between a complaint and an objection. 98% of the time when a leasing consultant or leasing agent thinks that they're getting an objection, oh my goodness, this is going to stop me from getting the lease. It's merely the prospect complaining. You've got to put that on your leasing agent training checklist, that I'm able to teach my people the difference between a complaint and an objection, how to identify an actual valid objection over a complaint. What's the process for handling a complaint? You need to know that too. We teach you that at Leasing University. And if it is a valid objection, what are the process that I need to follow? What is the process that I need to follow for handling that objection? Let me just tell you, there's 8 steps to handling any objection that a renter will throw at you, and you can assure yourself with near absolute certainty that you will be able to handle that objection and be able to move the deal forward if you follow those 8 steps. That's the 8 steps that we teach. Now, if you're not going to go through our system, at least make sure that your leasing agent training checklist has handling objections on there. Great, we're moving all the way through the checklist. Now you need to make sure that your leasing consultants and your leasing agents make a proposal. Making a proposal is not closing. Making a proposal is not asking them if they want the apartment. Making a proposal is putting in writing the specifics of the apartment that they're looking at, what the price is, and when it's going to be available. After we make the proposal, then we can pivot to the close. Far too often, leasing agents and leasing consultants do not understand the difference between selling and closing. They're 2 totally different things. You need to get all of your selling done and then you can close. You have to have a system in place that is easy to understand, that is easy to remember and implement, and works on just about every single prospect with ultra high success and ultra high certainty just about every single time. That's what I love about the Leasing University closing system, is you don't feel pushy because you're not pushy. You don't feel sleazy because it doesn't make you sleazy. You don't feel manipulative like you're using tricks. Hey, you better take this or somebody else is going to get the apartment, or we're running this really great special, you don't feel like a used car salesman. And you need your leasing agents and you need your leasing consultants to have that type of closing system. So if you're not using our closing system, find one that works and find one that is professional, that allows them to feel professional. You cannot ask your leasing agents and your leasing consultants to be professional and act professional if you're merely just saying, hey, we'll throw a promotion at them, or you know what, call them back one more time, or you know, why don't you just pressure them a little bit more and they'll sign the lease. It doesn't work. It's not good for your prospects. It's not good for your leasing consultants. It causes everybody to burn out. Then the next thing you know, you're down to like 82% occupancy. You don't want that. So you've got to close the lease. Now, let me give you some bonus for your leasing agent training checklist that we cover in Leasing University. I'll just name a few of them because I don't want to spend the whole day going through it, the longest checklist possible. But you also need a checklist that is going to cover property reviews, both being able to capture hundreds and hundreds of positive reviews. And let me tell you, we know a thing or two about getting hundreds of positive reviews at Leasing University. We can help with that. But you also need a system in place for training them on how to neutralize those negative reviews, how to handle negative property reviews and turn the tables and put it in your favor. Put that on your checklist. You also need to cover drilling, practicing, and rehearsing. Listen, just like football, just like singing, Beyonce does it, everybody does it. They need to be able to quickly drill, practice, and rehearse. So if they're getting stuck on something, man, I'm just getting stuck on the fact that we don't have a dog park. And every other property here in Boise seems to have a dog park. How do I deal with that? Okay, let's drill that. Let's run through some of the drills that Matt taught us. You have to be able to drill, practice, and rehearse. I would include daily motivation. I would include time management and organization. Because if you know anything about leasing apartments, you know that the job of actually leasing the apartments is just the first part of the job. You're also a therapist, a dog catcher, a party planner, a project manager, a part-time landscaper. You get my point. There's a ton that leasing agents and leasing consultants have to do throughout the day. I would definitely make sure that you train them on daily organization, time management, and motivation. All right, so those are just a few of the things that I would put on my leasing agent training checklist. Please put in the comments if I left anything off. If I have, go over to leasinguniversity.com. I'm sure it's on there. We've got everything covered in all the course materials. If you would like me to come out and train your people, please give our office a call. You can always reach my team. They're in a hurry to help. And guess what? They're going to answer the phone within 3 rings. If they don't answer the phone within 3 rings, let me know. I will send you a Starbucks card, all right? The number to our office is 888-735-7451. You can reach us at leasinguniversity.com or 888-735-7451. I encourage you, if you are looking for more information on how to train yourself as a leasing consultant, how to train your people as leasing agents, check out Leasing University, and also please subscribe to this channel. It's full of valuable tips. I put out videos on a regular basis to help motivate you, to help inspire you, and most importantly, to help give you the actionable information that is valid, that is current, that is up to date, and that most importantly gets you leases. Subscribe to this channel. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to be your coach every step of the way. I look forward to seeing you right now over at leasinguniversity.com. I also look forward to hearing the phones ring. Are they ringing, everybody? To hearing the phones ring up front at 888-735-7451 over at Leasing University, leasinguniversity.com. We're going to take care of you. Until the next video, I'm Matt Easton. Be great and get those leases.